I had to choose 10 exercises, 10 bodyweight exercises that I had to do for the rest of my life to build the most muscle possible. These are the 10 exercises I would choose. Push-ups, the king of all bodyweight exercises because there's absolutely no excuse not to do them. You don't need any equipment, and there are multiple progressions and regressions that are available for whatever skill level you're currently at right now. They're great for hitting your chest, triceps, and delts, and with all of the variations of the push-up that are available, deficit push-ups, pseudo-planche push-ups, tuck planche push-ups, there's really no reason not to be doing push-ups. Push-ups are great, they're a staple of bodyweight fitness, and you should be doing them. Dips. Another great exercise that is at the core of bodyweight fitness for a reason. Everyone from complete beginners to even world-class bodybuilders does them, and it's because they work. And unlike the push-up, which addresses our horizontal pushing motion, dips are great for addressing our vertical pushing. Sure, there is an added barrier that you do need some equipment, maybe some dip bars or some parallel bars, but if you're willing to get a little bit creative with some chairs around the house or maybe some benches, you can do bench dips and chair dips as well. Dips are also very easy to scale as you get stronger. A weighted vest, a weight belt, whatever you have available to you, maybe even just a backpack, you can always make dips harder. Pike push-ups and handstand push-ups. Yes, I'm grouping them into one exercise even though one is a progression to the next, but they're basically the same exercise. They're great for hitting your delts, triceps, and traps. And unlike the dip, which some people might not consider a true vertical pushing motion, the pike push-up and handstand push-up are undeniably a vertical pushing motion. Once again, the handstand push-up, even though it is a difficult exercise, can be scaled down by doing pike push-ups, and you can also make the handstand push-up harder with deficit handstand push-ups, weighted handstand push-ups, or even, if you want to focus on balance a little bit, the freestanding handstand push-up. And let's be honest, even if you can only do a handstand push-up against the wall, you feel cool, you look cool, people just generally assume you're strong. And that never hurts, right? And just like the push-up, the handstand push-up and pike push-up require no equipment, so it is a true bodyweight exercise. There's no excuse not to do them. Thankfully, I'm not limited to one exercise here since I have 10 exercises to cover. But if I could only choose one exercise for your back, it would undeniably be the pull-up. Pull-ups are an amazing exercise that are done even at the highest levels of strength and hypertrophy training. If you really want to blow up your back and get that V-tapered look we're all going for, you need to be doing pull-ups. And if you're struggling with your first pull-up, it's totally understandable. They are a hard bodyweight exercise, but I do have a free book you can check out that will help you get your first pull-up. Of course, the downside of the pull-up and the real downside of no equipment bodyweight only training is that it's really hard to incorporate pulling movements into your workouts. So do what you can, buy a pull-up bar that attaches to your door frame because your body and your back will thank you. Chin-ups are very similar to pull-ups, but they are a little bit easier because we do get to use more of our bicep while we're doing them. So if you want to incorporate some sort of vertical pulling until you're strong enough for a pull-up, I would highly recommend doing chin-ups. And because chin-ups allow us to use more of our biceps while we're doing them, chin-ups are also a great option for you if you want to isolate your biceps doing bodyweight exercises if you don't have dumbbells or cables or anything else that allows you to do bicep-specific exercises. Inverted rows not only allow us to hit the horizontal pulling motion, unlike the pull-up and chin-up, which hit the vertical pulling motion, but they're also a great back exercise and a great way to increase your pulling strength until you're strong enough to do chin-ups or pull-ups. Inverted rows do require a little bit of equipment in the form of dip bars or rings, but as I mentioned earlier, if you're serious about building pulling strength, you have to invest in some equipment. No equipment, bodyweight exercises aren't going to cut it. And unlike the pull-up or chin-up, which are much harder to scale down to beginners without some sort of assistance like bands or an assisted pull-up setup, inverted rows are much easier to scale to beginners, especially if you have some sort of ring setup or dip bar setup. Just get your body closer to vertical and progress from there. If the push-up is the king of body weight pushing exercises, the squat would be the king of body weight leg exercises. Once again, no equipment is required, so there's never a reason not to do them. Squats are great for hitting your quads and glutes. They're great for mobility. They're great for flexibility. They're great for longevity. You can load them easily. Even if you don't have a weighted vest, you can just throw on a backpack, grab some kettlebells, dumbbells. There's no excuse not to be doing squats. They're super accessible, super easy to do. If you want bigger legs and you don't have access to a gym, do squats. You really want to blow up your quads and glutes and maybe diversify your leg training with a unilateral exercise. The Bulgarian split squat is the leg exercise you're looking for. I typically do Bulgarian split squats using a bench, but again, if you're willing to be a bit creative by using a couch or a chair, the Bulgarian split squat is still accessible even if you don't have some additional equipment to help you. If you've never done Bulgarian split squats, I would recommend doing them. I never thought much of them until I tried them and I realized how effective they are. They're not fun to do, but I've found that most exercises that aren't fun to do tend to be the most beneficial for muscle growth. The Bulgarian split squat is a meme online for a reason. They hurt, they add up, but they're super effective. The lunge is also a common bodyweight leg exercise and a staple within the professional world of bodybuilding for a reason. They're very effective, and they also scale really well from a complete beginner to somebody who's really advanced. I also like lunges because they add a little bit more movement into our leg exercises, so you're not stationary, just squatting up and down. It also adds in some mobility, flexibility, and balance while you're hitting your legs. I would say the one downside of the lunge, especially if you're doing walking lunges, is if you're a little bit restricted by space, it can get a little annoying going back and forth rather than just being able to go down for a long ways doing one set of walking lunges, but it's a minor annoyance. Other than that, lunges are great, and I would especially recommend them for some of you who might feel a little bit more on the unathletic side. Once you start to get your body moving, especially with additional weight, you're going to realize how much balance plays a factor into this, and I always think that's a good thing to be working on. What good is strength if you start falling over and looking uncoordinated the second you start moving? And just in case you thought I forgot about core, we have the hanging leg and hanging knee raise. This is not only great for hitting your abs, but also great for working on your hip flexor strength and your grip strength while you're hanging onto the bar. Just like the Bulgarian split squat, hanging leg raises and knee raises suck to do, but I believe that's because of how effective they are at targeting your abs. You don't have the strength to do hanging leg raises, tuck your legs closer to your body, do hanging knee raises, and slowly extend them out over time. They're not fun, but they are effective. Well, there you have it, guys. That is my top 10 list of the bodyweight exercises I would choose if I was limited to 10 for the rest of my life. If you want some further guidance on how to do some of these exercises and how to incorporate them into your strength and calisthenics training, be sure to check out my Calisthenics for Beginners guide. It's a complete step-by-step guide on how to get started with calisthenics, and I have everything laid out for you in that video. Warm-ups, all of the exercises broken down by movement type, beginner goals, strength goals, workout templates, everything you need is in that video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but I would like to hear from you. What are your top 10 bodyweight exercises that you would choose if you can only do 10 for the rest of your life? Feel free to leave a comment below letting me know what your top 10 are. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking the video and maybe even subscribing to the channel for future content. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.